Now let's welcome our last team today, the City University of Hong Kong. When you're ready, please make your way to the stage, please. And let me also once again introduce you our judges today. Mr. Ian Stone, Independent Non-Executive Director, Tencent Holdings Limited. Ms. Elizabeth Thompson, Founder and Chairwoman, the Amber Foundation Limited. Mr. William Sheck, Managing Director, Head of Credit and Rates, Asia Pacific, HSBC. You will hear a beep once when there's 5 minutes left for your presentation and beep twice when it's time's up. You may start now.
Okay. Good evening all. 안녕하세요. Uliga City University of Hong Kong, Hang Seng. That literally means hello all. We're from Team City University of Hong Kong, and I'm not gonna lie, I just learned about that Korean from my friend 5 minutes ago. Hope you can understand. Forgive my bad Korean language. Okay, so good morning, ladies. Forgive me. I mean good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges. Thank you for having us here today. So we're a team from City University of Hong Kong. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Renzi, and here are my teammates. This is Joyce, Ruby, and also Kaylee. So we are here today, and the questions that being asked by our company today is how exactly the K-pop industry can grow its fan base. So, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, we're happy and honored to present the solution to your question, which is K-pop expand. The K-pop expand will mainly consist of two sub-strategies, which is the sustain and also enhance. And now, before we walk you through to the strategy and also the implementations, we would like now to kind of like give you an overview of how currently the K-pop market and K-pop industry is doing now. So this is kind of like an overview. And currently, the K-pop industry, which is inside the K-pop industry itself, it has the major companies that produces the celebrities itself, in which throughout this presentation of ours, we would like to refer it as the production houses. So currently, these production houses have a very unsustainable business model. In the light of this, our team would like to present, our team would like to recommend, which is the first strategy, that is sustain, that will consist of sub-action steps, which is cross-selling. What is cross-selling? We will do a partnership, not a partnership, but kind of like an endorsement with American artists to gather a more larger customer base. For example, trying to enter a late show with James Corden and do like their carpool karaoke. And also other than that, try to kind of like do another endorsement by doing a BuzzFeed video with one of their artists in which it is Keith. They have a really cool segment in which it already being implemented with several celebrities, and it is proven that it is a really good endorsement strategy. Therefore, like by implementing this strategy, we hope that in the future, it will bring the K-pop industry itself and these production houses to a more sustainable market and then eventually grow its customer base. And secondly, we see that in the market currently in Korea, there's a flaw in terms of its talent development, whether it is how they kind of like recruit the young talents itself or how they manage the current celebrities that they have. In the light of these, our team would like to recommend you to implement the second strategy, which is enhance, that consists of two sub-strategies, which is making a K-pop academy. Basically, it's just like an academy, like a school. And then also secondly, by having a salary package for your current celebrities. And in the light of these, we believe that in the future, later on, you can kind of like improve your positions and make a really enhanced talent development sector. Now, my friend Joyce will talk more about our first issues.
So in order to understand why Korean K-pop business is not sustainable, let's see how the Korean CEO said. 60% of the Korean CEO think that actually K-pop business model is not sustainable at all. So now let's take a step back to see actually what's the problem here. So actually K-pop business is so strong that like it's got mainly 3 core competences, ranging from the well-trained talented singers. They have a very comprehensive ability. They not only sing well, dance well, they can even know multiple language. It makes them so strong, can adapt to overseas market. And second one is because like their company itself, they have do a lot of strong social media promotions, which the overseas fans, K-pop fans, they know about it and know how good they are. And thirdly, it's about their in-house productions. They have got of manufacturing there, all the songs, the choreography themselves, which ensure that all their products are in the perfect shape. And now, let's see about the target customer of the K-pop. Mainly are the youngsters to the young adults, which are ranging the age from 12 to 30. The youngsters, they love about peer influence, and they love to be imitate the person they want to be. And for the young adults, they admire the dance, the sing, the how good they are, and also the attractive outlook of the K-pop stars. And now let's also see how the K-pop business model works. So they mostly do the audition locally and also globally. And also they do the trainings mostly at minimum more than 2 years. Then they will bring their star up on stage with their in-house production songs and also with their promotion. And then if they have established very well in the Korean market, they will help them to go global. So what the K-pop industry they have done is they want the talent bring to the stage, bringing the great profit, but having a minimum risk. The profit can be ranging of 3 of our items, including concert, album souvenirs, and also the endorsement in advertisement. And also they have used their name to build a cafe and restaurants, which makes them so revenueable. And however, what's the problem behind? It's because they know that this is a very successful formula. Therefore, they want to keep on repeating it. However, this causing a problem is that because their training and also their in-house production is keep on repeat. Therefore, actually, for the new fans, they do not really find the attractiveness in it. And now we can see that because of the minimum risk and the great profit that the company want to capture, it makes the repeat business model because of the repetitive work, and work is so easy to be copied also by other industry and also singers from other countries. And this makes the attractiveness decrease and also the distinctiveness decrease, and hence it decreases their sustainability.
So now regarding to the second issue is about the ethics and legal issues. In the K-pop industry, so what is actually about the ethics and also the legal issues? We observed that those production houses actually recruit the talents since a really, really young age, around 9 or 10. And we observed that this could kind of like impact it badly in order, for these young talents, because they kind of like have an imbalanced life with their educations. So that's what we want to tackle over here. And we saw like another kind of like data that we would like to share is that actually is a pretty serious thing, that the 5% of the total trainees is found that like to have been having a suicide. So this is a really serious problem that we see that needs to be tackled by the production houses management itself. And also secondly, regarding to the ethical and legal issues, it's also about the poor management skills of the production houses. What it is actually, the management has a really poor style of managing their celebrities. We heard a lot how these celebrities kind of complain of they need to be like undergo a really, really intensive diet training, or they need to maintain a kind of like a certain figure for the social, and it depresses the celebrities. And we foresee that this is actually not really good for the celebrities at all, because they cannot, they don't want to stay like for long, causing like a frictions inside the production houses itself. Therefore, it is a very, very serious issues needs to be tackled with. Another problem regarding to this is, as I've said before, is damaging their health. And also secondly, it will kind of like impact in some sort of way to their profit distribution. The celebrities are not really happy with the profit distribution that they're getting, setting within the production houses itself. So now we know that what are the issues that we come across regarding to this matter, and then now our colleagues will be explaining more about the strategy.
Thank you, Renzi. In alleviate the problem, we hereby propose you our strategy. Korea Expand, which incorporate two major elements. First, sustain. Second is enhance. So for the first strategy, sustain, I'm going to talk about 2 points, which is cross-selling and a crowdsourcing platform called YG.com. So for the first point, cross-selling, currently, in the foreigner eyes, they think that all K-pop stars are the same and weird. So we hereby propose you to use cross-selling to gain overseas attention on K-pop stars using social media and penetrate in the local market further. So how is the idea driven? We consider that overseas youngster has an increasing social media usage, and at the same time, they enjoy watching online and live videos as entertainment. So we tend to capture this behavior to introduce new people with the and other celebrities that they are familiar with and like to create attention. We tend to make an interactive, engaging, and fun interaction between the new K-pop star and the existing famous foreign celebrity to engage youngsters. So after that, it is expected that the young audience may gain interest on the new K-pop stars and start to search the newbies online vigorously. And then at this point, the K-pop star is able to gain awareness. And together with our local penetration strategy, we are able to gain local affiliation from the youngsters. But how does the strategy work exactly? So let's make an assumption of selling G-Dragon, a prominent stars from the K-pop big band overseas. So we pick him because he's a prominent singer in Korea, and also his production has integrated with American pop culture. So the first step would be GD will be arranged to make a live video with Keith at BuzzFeed, which is an online website which is highly craved by the local youngsters, and to do some task that is tweeted from the local youngster, so as to engage customer further. And then, at the same time, he can also show appearance in the famous carpooling shows hosted by Jamie Collins, so as to gain more awareness on him. And by doing so, he is able to gain a huge attention at one time. And our next step, after gaining a huge attention at a short time, we aim at to invite some other local US or UK artists to collaborate with G-Dragon to produce some new music clips. And G-Dragon will also be arranged to appear in some local TV show or dramas. By doing so, G-Dragon is able to penetrate in local industries, local entertainment industries, and to let more foreigners to see his talent. And people will increasingly gain affiliation on him and an attachment on him, and eventually we are able to, they have a high willingness to pay on his performance, concert, and also souvenir. And we are able to grab this customer base and their wallet. But why do we think this strategy works? It is because, pardon me, before I explain the rationale, I'll explain why do we think the local company will collaborate with us. Because the local show is able to bring new face to the existing audience to create excitement. And at the same time, the shows can also gain high customer view rates from countries that in which GD is popular. Let's say in Asia. So why do we think the idea works? It is because at past people think K-pop is weird and they have no interest to understand further. But nowadays, people learn about the K-pop star from familiar channel. So they will search further to learn more about him and his production, and they may have increasing affection on his production, and eventually they will spend a lot on this idol. And now I'll walk you through the second strategy, YG.com. So in populace, many foreigners' eyes, they think all K-pop has the same style in production. Let's say in drama, dance move, music, etc. So we hereby propose you to use a crowdsourcing platform to gather unique ideas all around the world that can be realized. So this is how we driven our idea. We saw that the in-house production has a lack of innovations. So we tend to get ideas online so as to first get brilliant work, and second, to understand preference from different countries. So by gaining the first advantage, which is get brilliant work, we are able to increase the uniqueness of our K-pop production, like dramas and musics. With respect to the second advantage, we are able to collect big data on preference and taste on foreigners' behavior, and so as to cater our product to enter local market in the future. So this is how the website exactly works. So first, the server will reach the website, and then they can select different categories to contribute. And eventually, they can upload their works online and describe about their work. And if their idea is eventually selected, they are able to gain a patent fee that is paid by YG, the entertainment company. So we will tend to market the idea as well by social media to invite the K-pop star to introduce the function and to gain some media reports. And why do we think it works? Because we innovate on production and collect ideas from worldwide, and also produce some work that favor to local taste. By doing so, we are able to expand locally with unique K-pop productions. So now I'll pass the platform to my colleague.
Thank you, Ruby. And now we'll come to the second strategy, which is enhance. So for your company, what really values the most is the talent. So we are now going to develop into two stages. First, about this K-pop Academy is about to nurture your future talents. What is that? This is a school that provides full-time arts and also some actual formal knowledge in a full-time basis. It's an education school, actually. Currently, for the trainees in those companies, those students, they finish their school at 7 o'clock at night, and then they straight go to the Korean production house for training, and they leave maybe like 2 o'clock at night. So it's really damaged the health and also the personal growth that may attract less talents to join your company or maybe some your future industry, entertainment industry. So what is the academy really works is like this. So the first step is to promote this junior school, establish this junior school. Why? Because everyone needs basic knowledge, basic education. So we teach them some formal education, and also half of it is about art-related training. After they have some basic knowledge in their life, so they can promote to the high school, which fully provides some 100% performing training. So to let them to be selected as talents, as the artists. What is the benefits for our talents, the trainees, the young trainees? They can have a better lifestyle and also have a better work-life balance. And also for the company, we attract more potential talents. We attract the better talents with better health and better equipment to have more fans, which gains more profits. And the second strategy of Enhance is about your short-term, your existing employees, which is your existing artists. For right now, we are going to change the salary package for your employees. Why? Because now, currently, it is an ethical treatment. Maybe due to my knowledge, the company is about to gain 80% of the profit from the artist, but the artist only gain 20% of it. It's really unethical. So and causing those groups members to leave the production house. So what is about this strategy? It actually works in this way. We are going to change this salary package in profit splitting the formula. We are going to share the profit more equally and also provide some more annual leave holidays and also some compensation on overtime work. It's a flexible calculation, maybe due to the monthly working hours. So what is the benefits? For artists, you want to stay in a company more. And you have to feel respected after you have been treated in this salary package. For company, your artists really right now stay in your company more for a longer time. That means more profits from the fan base. And now I will turn to Joyce to talk about the further information.
So I will walk you through the details about how our timeline and implementation. So for the first strategies in 2017, we were first to find the partners aboard in order to cooperate for us to launch the advertisement together. And then for 2018, we will largely launch the website about to idea incubator in order to get ideas from the wide public. For our second strategy, by 2017, we will do our planning on the academy. For example, what we need to teach and who will be the teacher. And then by 2018, we will launch the salary package. And at the end of 2020, we will start to, we believe that our first batch of the students will be graduated, and then we can make good use of them and nurture the talents. And we believe that with our strategies, K-pop expand, it can help the K-pop business model to grow and to capture more business and more fans. And this is the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much, ladies. Now may we pass on to the judges for the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I liked your idea about the K-pop Academy, but I'm wondering if there's a more creative way to look at that, because I think from your timeline it shows that there would be no income for the academy for at least 12 months. Being a businesswoman, I don't like situations where there's no income. And I'm wondering if instead of that, whether you looked at joint venturing with existing arts academies that exist in Korea so that you could immediately have something up and running in 1 to 2 to 3 months.
So thank you for your question. So because actually one of our group mates, they are actually a big fan of the K-pop culture. Therefore, actually she understands a lot about the K-pop industry. As her understanding, actually now currently within the Korea, most of the singers, they are trained by the agency companies. There's rarely they come from those art academy schools. Therefore, we think that actually in the market, if there is a good one, it's not really, because most are launched by the agency firm. But agency firm, they got a huge problem. It's because they hire the talents at such a young age, it's like 9 years old, and they do not really have the opportunity to receive formal education like all of us. Therefore, like upon their graduation, when they don't want to really be a singer, they do not really have a ways because they do not have the knowledge about it. Therefore, we want to change the industry structures. Therefore, we want to launch our own academy, and which is become ethical standard. And we believe through these strategies, it can actually differentiate their agency firm from other agency firms so that it can attract talents from all over the world to come, because like we are providing much better opportunities. We are differentiated from other agency firms, and we provide a much more ethical education systems. And most importantly, why we will launch this such a structure is because like when they go to the high schools, for our high school academy, we are mainly extract students from who perform really, really well in the junior high schools. And we provide opportunities for those junior high school students who they found that they actually do not want to be singer. They still got a year's time of they shift to another school to continue studies. And we understand that your concern about the income revenues. But we believe that actually this one is one of our long-term strategies. It can help us to provide profit much more larger in the long term. Meanwhile, currently, actually most of the agency firms, they have already very great stars, which provide a very strong income revenue into their agency firm already. Therefore, we think that actually within the short term, the financing is not a problem. And actually, we got other strategies to bring in more income revenues.
And on top of that, let me explain about our strategy background. Our strategy enhance, which have the academy, K-pop academy, and also the salary package. For the salary package, but we actually address to the income already, the immediate income already, because more and more talents will leaving the company right now. By improving the salary package, you lure them, you attract them to stay in your company or stay in the K-pop industry. That attain more profits for you. But for the academy part, we are talking about sustainable growth. It's about how you maintain your long-term profit. So in an ethical way, I mean, to attract more better talents for your company in order to earn more revenue. So it is our plan. Thank you.
I must say that you're very generous bosses.
Thank you.
And it's a good thing you don't work for me. Because to go from 80-20 to 60-40 is a very large jump, and to provide more annual leave. So it's very kind of you, but you might think about it being a social enterprise rather than a commercial enterprise. I also wanted to ask you one other question. You kept using the word foreigners. What do you mean by foreigners? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about non-Koreans, non-Chinese? Foreigners is not a very friendly word. Who do you mean?
Okay, thank you for your question. So maybe let us rephrase who are the targets of the foreigners. So currently, the K-pop industry itself, all of the fan base, obviously, largely it came from Asia, within Asia itself. Perhaps it comes from the Korea itself, and also some within a few countries within the Asia itself. So during our when we're recommending, and then perhaps when we're referring to the term foreigners, actually what we meant by that is to gain a larger customer base, of course, having a geographical expansion to other base, which is probably the huge, another fan base is what we envision here is to convert other people, because up to our understanding, sometimes the young generations are divided into two areas, whether they are K-popers or whether they are not. So what we envision for this strategy is actually to shift those non-K-popers, no matter which geographical area they are, in which here probably we would like to target more in America due to the nature of our strategy, which is partnership, making an appearances in shows like BuzzFeed videos, and also appearing in James Corden Late Late Show, for example. That's why those are the target customers that we want to capture. Foreigners would mean those outside Asia. That's for clearing up any understanding. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we have to start somewhere, and I think you started well. I think at least they are leaning towards 60-40 to start with, which is at least the right direction. So I don't actually mind to hire some of you, okay? So I might have a different view, okay? Now, then I think, this K-pop school is really good idea, things like that. But when it comes to economics, as you know, I think she mentioned about the word short-term, long-term, but I want to use it in a different way. Because if you look at the numbers at the moment, right? So there's a sense of urgency in terms of their businesses, because the expenses keep going up, and all these legal suits keep piling up, things like that, right? It takes time to build K-pop schools. It's a good idea, we have that vision, but it takes time. So there are some immediate problems which I think you're not addressing at the moment, right? In the long run, we are all dead, okay, as you heard this word before. Okay, so then it's a long-run example and long-run ideas, but I think you need to address the short-term problems. Now, so then your cross-selling, for example, the cross-selling strategy requires, collaboration with the local, like an artist or something, right? So then I don't know how much it costs, right? The cost becomes a problem, so I don't know how much it costs. So that's one. Two is that as I said, the pop school or something, it takes a long time, but then so there is immediate underage problem going on. I think you have to find a way to stop it right away. Well, you have a long-term solution, but I think your strategy is missing a short-term problem, short-term solution. Okay, that's my opinion. I don't know if you can, address that right away, or any opinion?
Yeah. So for thank you for your question. So let me address a few problems step by step. So let me talk about the cross-selling first. Because actually we don't think that cross-selling will cost a lot. It's because actually we are doing in a partnership form. So actually we believe that there's a multiple ways for us to do the cross-selling. And one of the ways is we are really go to the drama stairs. But another way actually we have suggested just now actually is more in our social media platforms. So as we actually know that like Facebook, they are currently going to plan a new strategies to provide instant moments, but like together with two person. Now they are actually launching a moments, but only for one person, right? So actually they are going to launch strategies of like two person. Therefore, actually that's how one of our cross-selling strategies want to employ. It's because like through social media, the cost won't be large because like for overseas celebrities and local celebrities, they don't really need to fly to overseas in order to meet up to make together. But like it's actually in Korea, they the picture will be like this. Okay, for the Korea celebrities, actually they will have the moments, and then it shows that what they will be doing, and instantly the celebrity in overseas, they will be showing another their own pictures together. So like actually they can do instant conversations, and actually what's the beauty about this is because like Facebook, they got the comments below, right? So actually the audience or the fans, they actually can type like what questions they want to interact together or what tasks they want to complete together. And actually it can draw the fans of hers, and also the fans of mine together so that they can
Okay.
collaborate together.
But what about the immediate problem in anti-K-pop? Immediate problem in underage. You see, all this issue is challenging the return of the businesses at the moment. If you look at SM Entertainment, you know, this is all because of that, I guess.
For this cross-selling, it's kind of a marketing campaign. What is the beauty of marketing? It's the tipping point. Like PVAP, like Gangnam Style, you don't really need to wait it to nurture. It's about the tipping point. You share it, you share it, you share it. It's about the blooming in the social media. So we believe that with our social media campaign, it's with low cost, and also we believe that this is high effectiveness to address to those underage problems because of promoting our culture and also nurturing the understanding about the Korean culture.
Actually, on top of that is about the anti-K-pop culture. Actually, we have read about this in the case as well. And mainly, actually, we can find that actually the anti-K-pop culture mainly occurring only in Japan. It's because mostly because of political reasons between Japan and the Korea government. They are not in a good relationship. This causing the Japan fans do not really love about the K-pop culture. But however, we can find that actually like overseas, like when we look at the global on a high level view, actually their main target fans they have actually is that within their Korea and also in Asia, and also some is actually in overseas. What I mean by Asia is mostly about China, Hong Kong, Taiwan. And actually we think that Japan comparatively is a relatively small market, and also it's because Japanese, they actually more like about their own J-pop culture more. So therefore actually we think that for the anti-K-pop wave, actually to be enough thing that need to be settled in current short time is because like it's due to the political reason, and it's difficult for them to solve it right now.
Perhaps I can come in there. In fact, I think K-pop is extremely popular in Japan. I think it does make a lot of money in Japan. Now, I like you're creative, so I like some of your ideas, but I'm not so sure that James Corden. He's a bit too ugly, right, for K-pop. So don't quote me, but and I'm not sure how you get all in the carpooling to work with a K-pop band, exactly. It seems to me that the US is a bit too much of a focus. I think that with the internet, it doesn't matter where it is. Certainly, I see your point about bringing in other audiences for those programs, the Corden program perhaps. But to me, it seems that the US is stronger when you're promoting an idol than it is for a genre. And it's how do you get the genre to be popular outside of its current markets? That I'm not so convinced about. What's your view?
Thank you very much for your view and also suggestions regarding to our strategy. the reason why we propose this is just like basically just to kind of like repeat what Joyce has said previously, because like what we're trying to get here with our strategy is what we hope. Perhaps James Corden is a too big artist, you might say. However, G-Dragon itself is also like a big artist himself. I'm sure like James Corden will be like really interested to invite like because G-Dragon itself has a really huge fan base. Bringing that huge fan base to America itself can make those K-popers that don't know perhaps like James Corden before know like the shows itself. So it's kind of like a mutual beneficial relationship to both ways. And how we kind of like introduce the genre itself is by kind of like emphasizing using the idol. We will introduce the genre by using the idol. However, like if people already like don't like the genre itself, what we need to do is like to clear any misconceptions about the genre being like really bad by using a spokesperson. So we believe that the celebrities itself, we can use it as a spokesperson. So hopes that answer your question. Thank you.
Yeah, and just an add-on about the market coverage. Actually, US is not the only market we tend to focus, but the reason why we tend to select this country to tap into it at first because the entertainment industry is the most thriving around the world. So by asking the K-pop star to collaborate with famous KOL or celebrities overseas in US, we are able to gain traffic around the world because everyone get attention on all the popular celebrities in US. But then we will also assess other potential market which with lead to or fewer anti-K-pop trend, but has a huge market potential to collaborate with local KOL or celebrities and further tap on.
Maybe the cross-selling part, we put emphasis on the US market. However, for the YG.com, I mean the website that you donate ideas, it's actually from all over the world. We're collecting different big data from the world about it's not about the songs you produce, it's about what is the favorite songs types in your country. Maybe in Hong Kong, we like more fast songs. So this is how we do with the overall market. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you to all the 4 university finalist teams today. This marks the end of our presentation session. And once again, let's give all our finalists today a big round of applause. Now our judges will deliberate and decide on the final result. So meanwhile, please remain in your seat because we will begin the ceremony really short.